Hey guys, it is Tom, and welcome to the channel trailer slash uh, world tour, I guess. Originally making this video because it occurred to me that people who download this world, I don't know if they would know where to go to get to the main build, and been lacking a channel trailer for a while. That's a bonus of what this video is going to be. If you're new to this world and my YouTube channel, I'm primarily a Minecraft channel. I play Minecraft with a couple buddies, or if I decide to join a server, then that will be another thing I do on this channel. But for now, I'm not looking for a server to join. I feel as though I'm a bit overwhelmed with doing a single player world. So what this area is, it is the village that I spawned next to, which is where I was standing over there was spawn. And this is where the journey began. Now, for those who download my world off my Planet Minecraft account, I have a lot of portals made to make it easier to get to places that I built, but if you're not going to use the portals to get to where you need to go, travel in that general direction. It'll take you there. Now, I did not cordon off the one cleric when I spawned. I came back and trapped this guy, so if you need a cleric to trade with, Gregorian Bristor the cleric will be here for you. Right over here is where it all began. Now, for those who also don't know, this was the first place that I've dug into to, one, make a home, and two, go do some mining. I didn't do a lot of mining here, so there should still be some ores if you decide to try to dig around here before you go traveling. Also, the world is set to survival, but if you use some kind of program like, or any kind of program like, I believe it's NBT Explorer. I don't recall. I'll probably flash up a picture on the screen. If you don't want to play in survival, you could switch to creative and fly around and not have to worry about dying to things. If you do decide to play in survival, this middle chest will have everything for you to travel to my main build. So I got a couple pieces of food and a golden helmet so you can survive the travel through the nether. Speaking of, travel through the nether, shall we? Now, you won't have the same resource packs that I do, so the sign's a little bit covered up, but it says enter here. Now this is where you will make the travels to the main build. I've labeled every portal and walkway to get to where things need to be, so hopefully it's not too confusing. And now we make the long trip to the main build. All right, now after a couple seconds of traveling, you will make it to the main build. Now this is my pride and joy. This area, when I traveled through the overworld, it's felt like the perfect spot. I believe I picked it because this kind of a cool centerpiece, and I have yet to, well, I did break a couple blocks just to get up there so I can light it and make it spawn proof. And this cobblestone monstrosity was the original home that I built for myself. As I was building, I've turned it into a place to get a bunch of stone materials. There's a walkway down there that that I take if I need to get some obsidian. Another thing that has drastically changed, this farm here was originally a giant mountain, and this hillside here was just a sheer cliff. A couple years after I had turned this into a farm, I ended up trying to even out this hill to make it look more natural, and I feel like it did a pretty good job. Right here is my vine and jungle tree farm. This is where all the animals are. Also, if you need eggs, under all that are hoppers, but as you can see, it's a little clogged up with all these guys' eggs. Here, yeah, eggs galore. This is the first house that I built in this world. It's not of my own design, and I hate that I have looked up a bunch of modern house builds and just copied off of them. I do want to try to make my own in the future. Modern homes in the future. Gotta watch a couple tutorials on how modern homes are made. Over there is going to be the next place we go to, but let's get some shut-eye. So this building here, I call it the Triangle Building, but I do want to change its name. I don't have it like physically labeled or anything. That is the third time this guy has spawned here. This was my first build. I ended up revisiting it in a live stream because after I had subscribed to another YouTube channel that does kind of architecture stuff, I realized I need to fix the ceiling so that I can put the lighting in. And by the way, if you're wondering what the wooden buttons are, they're supposed to resemble the water sprinklers inside of businesses for if like it catches fire. So I ended up doing an entire stream where I ripped out the floors, made them too thick, and then rebuilt everything. So this is not totally original, but yeah. And then this was of my own design. Again, don't really have a name for it. If you have a name for it, let me know. This is another project that I've unfortunately neglected. This is supposed to be a seaport. Jesus, I can't remember the last time that I messed with this build. Right here is going to be I think I built a crab fishing boat like you would see in Alaska on Deadliest Catch. When I was originally building this, I was thinking, okay, put a container ship here. Then I realized this is too small. So I'm going to turn it into like the dock for the crab fishing boat. And oh boy, that was a lot of building. This build here, I don't know if it was the third or fourth thing I built. I believe it was the third thing. This is supposed to be a park. It occurred to me, I never built any benches for this place. I was pretty happy with this build. I enjoyed making it. I know in some cities, a lot of parks or like small parks will have like public gardens. So I ended up making one here. If for some reason you don't take advantage of that, there's a bunch of stuff that you can take and use. This build here also was surrounded by a pretty tall hill, which I've brought down and made easier to see. Oh, that's the memories are flooding back. This area had a lot of open crevices, so I ended up having to fill a lot of them. I know this area had a ton. I don't recall how many layers I made to cover up the holes, so if a creeper explodes, do be aware. I don't want you to fall and take damage. So this build here, this was another cool one that I had come up with. Originally, here, let's go to the main entrance. Ended up having to make a U-turn to get a bed for when time occurs. This place was originally, I don't remember how hilly it was, but I ended up, well, there was a hole here that I originally had gone to mine for ores, and then I thought to myself, hey, why not have a, I guess I called it a mine, but looking back at it now, maybe it's a place where they're building infrastructure. I had an idea at one point to maybe have underground subways, but then I learned that was going to take a lot of time, a lot of resources to make picks and shovels, and then obviously breaking into big chasms like this. These ores here they don't actually, I don't think they naturally spawned here. I think the copper did. Some of the coal. But some ores I did put up just for detail reasons, so you can mine them if you want or not. You can pick that. You can make that decision. I do need to rip out all this grass and change it with like coarse dirt, mud bricks, all that kind of stuff. And then I believe this was the next build that I had made. So for context of what this is a seafood restaurant called Moe's. So I live in the Pacific Northwest, Washington, Oregon, Idaho area. And on the Oregon coast, there's a chain of fast food restaurants called Moe's Seafood. And with part of my build being near an open body of water, I was like, hey, why not make a seafood restaurant? This I had to base off of. I don't believe it's completely accurate, but it was the closest thing I can do. So now I will go to the second thing that was of my own design. Put this bed back and then sleep and then run to the build. So the reason why I put the bed back is because, one, it's a big build, so I have a lot of station. Oh, well, before I explain that, this is supposed to be a farmer's market. At the time, I was only aware of the path blocks, not as detailed as I wanted to be. At this time, at this period in my YouTube channel, had just came back to the game after probably over a decade at this point. So I was not aware of a lot of the new blocks that were added. I do want to go back and kind of detail this area better. Since this area is so big, it's pretty much it's really difficult to get back over to this area just to sleep. So scattered around this area, there's going to be a lot of beds with a bunch of junk in chests. So if you're playing in survival, this is probably going to be, those are probably going to be a good gift that I leave for you guys. Playing in creative, it's an eyesore or whatever. This area here, I kind of want to make it the central hub of the city. This area here, I'm currently working on. I want to do like a national park. And I have an idea for like a massive tree here. This will be the first time I do a custom tree, but considering that the scale is massive, it probably won't look too bad. I have built a couple bridges as well to get across some of these gaps in the river. Over here, I do have one cool thing planned, but I also have to look up, well, first look up some bridge ideas, and then in my creative world, trial and error some designs. So right now, I've only have signs for places. Obviously here I want to do a suspension bridge. If I remember correctly, I'm facing west. I originally wanted to put like a nuclear power plant somewhere over here, but then I was like, hang on, if I put a nuclear power plant upwind and radioactive steam or whatever flies over to residential areas, it's not going to be the greatest. So I don't have a placeholder planned in mind for over there right now. This area might never get touched in a long time. This beauty. Let's get to that. I was originally going to ignore this, but this area here, I want to put some kind of monument. I was originally thinking something similar to what's in Kiev, Ukraine. It's like a giant golden statue that kind of hard to explain. Look up Kiev, Ukraine war monument and you'll find what I'm kind of wanting to do. This here. Oh boy, this building here took me probably 3 real life days to try to design in my creative world. And I'm happy with how it came out. I had to build this area here just so that, you know, when nighttime comes, I can come from there, sleep, and then go back. There was a village here, and when I tried to defend it from a pillager raid, which, by the way, I failed horribly, it sat empty for a while, and I just said, you know what, forget it. Let's tear it down, use it for materials. And I decided to build the skyscraper here. I did some terraforming. I think there used to be a hole over there. There might still be one there. I don't know. But all in the name of building the big build. The inside of this thing has yet to be furnished. And that's all the way up to the top floor too. Only just recently started adding detail. Again, these buttons are supposed to represent the fire sprinklers. And also started recently adding the trapdoors over the lights, but you guys probably saw it from farther away. I ended up running out of iron, so that's a thing I have to do. And go through this portal here. You'll end up back first portal to the main build. I tried to make a honey farm here, but it did not work out as well as I'd hoped. An automated honey farm. Probably just need to AFK here for a while. This way. Oh boy, this way. This way is to a lot of the outposts that I had to make, because as updates had happened, I had to generate new chunks to get the newer blocks. I think the latest one I had to do was for the Pale Garden. That, oh boy, that's a long way away. Actually, no, it's not. It's pretty close. I guess the desert outpost that I have, that's the furthest thing. But I will make my way to my Guardian farm, and, well, not of my design, but in case you guys want to have some prismarine and sea lanterns made. Also, I have everything labeled for you guys in case you're new to the channel or have just forgotten what goes where. So this place here, once you go through the portal that I've labeled as the Guardian farm, be a little house here for you to sleep in, just because it takes about a full Minecraft overworld day to travel through the Nether. And yeah, the Guardian farm is over there. Let's get some sleep and I'll travel over there for you guys. Okay, so if you decide to use the Guardian farm, I highly, can I say highly enough to emphasize this? highly recommend you shut off your particle option in your settings. Thing sodium like me, it'll be under I think it was quality, yeah, under particles. I highly recommend either shutting it off or putting it to minimum, because this Guardian farm utilizes a lot of soul sand, and obviously soul sand and water generates a lot of bubbles. Again, not really of my design, but it's there if you want to use it. Oh crap. This thing, by the way, because I was just recently coming back to the game, I was always freaking out like, oh crap, I have to fight the Ender Guardian that I can make this farm, and I've heard this thing is tough. It's not that tough. It really isn't. It just took a water breathing potion, some TNT and cobble, and then that pretty much got finished relatively quickly. Over there is no portal to it, so you're gonna have to travel by boat, or if you want to swim, you can. That is my terracotta farming outpost, and yeah, so let's travel back to the main build, and we'll wrap up the video there. So yeah, that is the channel trailer slash tutorial on how to get to the build slash build showcase, I guess. I think I unintentionally made that a thing. I probably will include some B-roll of this area at night, because oh my gosh, it looks amazing at night, especially at the brightness level that I have it set with shaders, distant horizons. It looks amazing. If you haven't already, leave a like on the video. I would say subscribe, but I've been losing a lot more subscribers than I have been gaining, which that is my fault, not your guys's. And hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.